Okay, so again, thank you so much for meeting with me to talk about or to give me the hiring manager's perspective. I have a couple questions for you, but can you start by introducing yourself? I'm not sure if you're comfortable saying where you work, but you could also say where you work.
Okay. My name is Karran. I do work at Oak Hill Hospital, HIM Director, Facility Privacy Official, since 2010 now.
Oh, wow, it's been 11 years already.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
it has.
Well, congratulations, Anne.
Thank you.
Before we get started, though, can you tell us your credentials?
I am an RHIA, and I do also have my master's in healthcare administration.
Okay, perfect. All right. So before I jump into the questions, I do want to ask what type of positions have you hired for or are you currently hiring for?
Okay, we've hired for birth clerk. We do birth certificates here at the facility. Currently, the roles in the HIM are title HIM specialist, HIM clerk. And we're getting a new position, coordinator, and more HIM specialists, um, literally within the next month or so. So it spans all those.
Okay, great. All right. So are you ready to jump into the questions?
Yes.
All righty. So, first question. What mistakes are employees making when interviewing for a position?
Um, I could tell you right now, in the past, I remember the college years, your professors, they prep you for the dress in and the speak in and the resumes and things like that. Some people come here in jeans,
Mm-hmm.
shirts, no resumes. So to me, that's like a lack of interest or they don't know. We don't have that professional that professional appearance
Mm.
going
Wow.
on. And it could be because they don't know, it depends. They might be in customer service and, food service industry, and nothing's wrong with that. You could bring those skills here. But when you're coming into like a healthcare setting, you cannot show up and, you know, looking unprofessional and not having the basic things when you're coming.
I love that. So thank you so much. And do you ever have those conversations afterward or you just refrain altogether?
Um, I just I'll have the interview. I'll give that person a chance. But typically, if somebody shows up like that, their you know their appearance kind of it goes from one to the other. Your resume and then your work ethic,
Hmm.
like already biased to begin with. But um, that's not somebody I typically would call back.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. So, next question. When it comes to resumes, do looks matter or is content king?
Um, the looks doesn't matter to me at all. The content and the spelling is
Okay.
because we have spell check now, and when I see resumes with the basic spelling errors, um, you know that I question the thoroughness of how much prep did or work did they put into
Attention to detail, right?
a detail presenting themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were trained that the paper is what we see first, and while we don't want all the fancy paper all the time, your basic layout with your basic spelling, and showing some of the content your experience is what matters. But yeah, you don't want it all over the place either.
Okay.
you,
I
you
agree.
know
I
a little
agree.
bit of
Okay, so how can a candidate stand out amongst the rest?
All right. For me personally, if I were starting from scratch, graduating with an HIM degree, and really wanted to get my foot in the door and starting out, it's hard to get in sometimes. You want to see in that facility, can you go? try to intern or volunteer at that facility, because that shows a lot, right?
Hmm.
That you're really interested. If they give you that opportunity, you're pretty much in. So the position opens up. You've already established that contact, that relationship, and gained some experience just by being there, if you can.
Okay, I like that. And I feel like that does answer the next question about, are managers typically hesitant to hire new graduates? But it doesn't sound like in your case you are.
No, I'm not hesitant at all. I would love an HIM background employee over a non-HIM background employee, because they're coming in with a theory. We just have to give them the experience, and especially somebody's willing to come and um, you know volunteer in different things and reach out. I'm willing to give somebody a chance. Yes.
Okay. So how do you feel about no experience and newly credentialed? Is credential important?
If they've gone to school that far, and they're not yet credentialed, I know they're going, I know they're motivated to get there. And just speaking from personal experience, when I was hired to be HIM director at that time, I was not credentialed. I
Wow. Okay.
was in the St. Pete program. I had my bachelor's already, and I needed to get credentials. So I had to take the St. Pete program, right? Be credentialed in a program to be able to sit for the certification. But that took a year and a half. So while I was doing that, the CFO here did give me that opportunity. So it's the same concept that I would extend to somebody too, if I know they're, you could see some motivation and they could speak to it and think and their plans and their goals. More than happy to do that as well.
Wow, wow. So thank you. That I think that really does shed a positive light and is opposite of what new industry professionals tend to think about hiring managers. So, last question, in your
Mm-hmm.
opinion, what makes an individual qualified?
Qualified individual. So let's just say if I had to pick the perfect candidate, they'd be coming off of an HRM program. They'd have their credentials. They would have had some experience, whether internship, volunteering, or something additional, right?
Hmm.
Um, or some customer service type experience, even in another industry, some skills that could be transferred, using
Hmm.
Excel, the computer, some of the different programs. So a good package individual will have a little bit of everything. And right now, customer service is so important within the facility. So anything that will show me a little bit of that with your HIM experience, so with your experience working even in another industry, would give a good candidate some push here.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's all the questions that I have for you.
Very, very good. Thank you.
All right, let's see. I'm going to see. I hope. Thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel. For more information about the qualified or to learn who we are and what we do, visit us online at www.the-qualified.com.